am a broke 24-year-old and I just moved out of my parents' house and now I am extremely poor.
Nothing brings me joy like living beyond my means.
Can you afford that? And the answer is so simple, I absolutely cannot.
They make the money, they spend the money, and somehow they're still broke. Today, we're looking at what happens when people build a lifestyle their income simply can't keep up with.
3 years ago, I bought a house that I couldn't afford. I could afford it at the time, and then 3 months after I bought the house, I lost my job. And I have been hustling ever since. Every single month, I work my butt off, working 2 to 3 jobs just to pay for this roof over my head. So let's do a house tour. This is what $800,000 buys you in Portland, Oregon. Here's my living room. Every single item that you see has been either hand-me-downs, bought off Facebook Marketplace, or found at thrift stores. And the house is completely as is as we bought it. We did not even buy any paint. These are all the colors from the previous owners because after we bought this house, we couldn't afford anything, let alone a can of paint.
So basically, she signed up for an $815,000 house she had no business buying and then got laid off right after. Talk about walking straight into a financial trap with your eyes wide open.
What if your purpose in life is to spend money? What if your purpose in life is to go out to dinner? What if your purpose in life is to have a sweet treat? What if your purpose in life is to be out of office? What if your purpose in life is to not make coffee at home and just buy coffee instead?
I want to buy everything. I don't think there's a piece of clothing in this world that I do not want in my closet. I don't think I'm ever going to be satisfied. I don't think my closet's ever going to be big enough. Every time I open my phone, I see something new that I need. I want it. I need it. I just want all of it.
You're young. You didn't go to college and you spend $2,000 a month on a green BMW. Forget what anybody else will tell you. They'll tell you it's stupid, but like this is one of the best things that you could ever do with your money. I got the car in 2025, February. Used a car broker to get the car. I was looking for maybe a month or 2 months before getting the spec. I actually wanted the spec with the orange interior, but I ended up getting the black, which I'm kind of happier I got the black anyway. I pay $17.90 a month right now with nothing down. It was $105 out the door. And honestly, people are going to tell you don't spend your money on a car. This is one of the best financial decisions I've ever made. Best investment I've ever made because the car helps me with my brand, my business, recruiting, you name it. But honestly, it's so fun to drive. Like being young and having a fast car is the dream.
I think that's where people get themselves in trouble. They find a reason to justify the purchase, and then they stop looking at what it's actually costing them. The BMW can help his business, and he can still be living above his means. Both things can be true.
How you make $40,000 a year, but you drive a Hellcat? How you out every weekend buying drinks, but your credit card's maxed out? How can you afford to go on vacation when you ain't paid your car note in 2 months? Baby, your car about to go on a permanent vacation to the repo lot. We can't be having a lobster appetite on a ramen noodle budget. It ain't gonna work. I got the newest and freshest outfit down to the socks, and I ain't got no money in my checking account. What sense does that make? And I know because I've done it before, trying to live above your means and impress people, and it just ain't it. I'd rather have people care about the content of my character first. It just ain't worth it to be fronting all the time and pretending. The truth gonna come to the light eventually. Do not spend all your money trying to impress people. They don't care that much anyways. The only person you should be trying to impress is yourself every day. So just remember this weekend, drinks are not on you. Get somebody else to do it.
He's telling you the hard truth. Why trade your actual peace of mind for a cheap illusion? No amount of rented luxury can replace the weight lifted when you own your life. Stop staying chained to debt just to play a rich character for an audience that won't help you survive.
Excuse me, your car got declined?
On what?
It got declined, your car.
Can you do it again?
Yep. But you have another car probably? It might be chip or something.
Chip?
The chip in the car.
The car that I gave you, that's the right one.
You sure?
Yeah.
Want to do it again? If it doesn't happen, you gotta pay cash or something, okay?
You sure it's declining?
Yeah.
That's my money?
Yeah. Look.
164.
maybe no enough fun.
What I gotta do? I don't have. That's too much money.
You want to maybe do the dishes or something?
You okay? Are you? That's too much money. I can't. What did I order for $164?
It's a lot of stuff, like 2 drinks, 2 lobster, like 30 oysters.
Wow. You sure? All right, let me.
You need some help?
I can pay my bill.
Do I need help? I'm just saying, you know, we gotta look out for each other.
I feel like you're trying to say that I don't have the money for my bill.
I honestly don't get what goes through her mind. It's like she's living completely detached from reality, acting like money isn't real while having $0 to her name just to maintain this fake luxury image.
I'm not naming no names, but I wish you guys knew how easy it is to fake being wealthy for the internet here in LA. A lot of those big money guys and your favorite creators don't live where you think they live. So up the street from here, we have this $100 million mansion that costs $90 an hour to rent out. A lot of creators rent that space once a week, film their content, and make it look like they live there. Rent a Lamborghini or a Ferrari, 99 bucks an hour. It gets crazier because most people in LA have a following. Because to be a model or an actor, there's a lot of casting calls you can't go to unless you have a following. What used to happen is when you got with an agency, they would dump you a bunch of bots. Now most people realize how that damages an account, but the metrics are still there. And since most people don't know how to do that, they end up buying followers, likes, comments, shares, everything. So they can go to casting calls and keep their agency. There's even more because there's agency funded houses out here. Anyone who's part of that agency can go film there and make it look like they live there. And they encourage you to do this because it looks better for the internet. But there's even more because we also have designer rental services. It's between $300 and $800 a month and you get bags, shoes, sunglasses, clothing, anything you need, all designer. You just wear it, get your pictures, and then send it back. As long as you didn't ruin it, you don't have to pay for it. You can fully construct a lifestyle out here of wealth. And that's part of the reason we're starting to get a bunch of influencer debt resolution companies now. Like, you don't need to feel bad about yourself. Just wear the 10-cent shirt from the thrift store. Nobody cares, I promise you. Build your content around something else. You don't have to look rich to be a creator.
Look at how quickly the expenses pile up just to create one believable photo. And that's where living above your means can sneak in. You start treating image building like a necessity, and suddenly the lifestyle costs more than the life you're actually living.
My parents are literally always asking me, how can you afford this? How can you afford that? And the answer is so simple, I absolutely cannot. A long time ago, I decided that I was not really interested in living within my means. And ever since then, I've lived a very $10 and $20 out kind of lifestyle. I would stop, but it's, you know, it's yet to all come crashing down. I'm doing fine-ish.
Honestly, I respect her for at least admitting it. But knowing this lifestyle could seriously hurt you someday and still saying, I'm doing fine right now, is a pretty risky way to manage your money.
Hi, my name is Shauna. I am a broke 24-year-old and I just moved out of my parents' house and now I am extremely poor. Let's go shop for my new room that I just moved out into at Marshall's under $100. Come along. Don't be shy.
I should not be shopping for jewelry right now, but their jewelry section is unbeatable. I love press-on nails and I just saw these. Need them. Why are these so cute? Need them. Stop. This is literally the cutest little charm bracelet I've ever seen. Okay, wait. This is on sale. $10. Kind of need a new hairbrush. So I get all of my press-ons from Marshall's, TJ Maxx, and they're literally $10. So I have these, which I think I definitely need. I don't need, but I'm saving money. You know, I'm not getting my nails done, so I saw these too. Look.
So the budget is tight, but apparently the room still needs a full makeover. Rent, food, emergency savings? We'll figure that out later. Right now, apparently, the room needs to look cute.
We've had this truck for 2 days now. I'm on my second day coming to the gas station. $107. It's still going. 23 gallons. I get 8 miles a gallon. 24 gallons. So, there we go. $112. It looks like it's going to be $112 every 2 days to fill up gas in the wrecks.
Let's be real for a second. Before buying a 700 horsepower truck, did you honestly not know what the gas bill was going to look like? Acting all shocked at the pump now just means you bought the thing without using your brain.
When the economy was hot, they only had lane 15, 14, maybe sometimes 13 for all repos. Now they got it all the way to 8. Meaning these are all repossessions. Used to be always on lane number, Westlake used to be on lane 14, 13. Now it's on 10. So all these are bank repos. All of these are bank repos. That is freaking insane, dude. From this line forward, over 1,000 vehicles on this auction per week. Only this auction. You don't know about. Look at these. All guaranteed. From freaking Kia Souls to Expeditions to the brand new, this is a $100,000 SUV. You know, Westlake is a bottom feeder. I hate to say it, but it is what it is. It's guaranteed, 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 dude. Oh, these are repos. This is crazy.
Every vehicle in that lot is proof of what happens when your lifestyle outgrows your actual income and cash flow collapses under the weight of debt. Financing a depreciating asset just to keep up appearances is financial suicide. And that's also why I always say it's well worth sticking around this channel if you want to keep your finances grounded.
We bought a house that we can't afford, and we have 44 days to make our first mortgage payment on August 1st. Let's just let that sink in for a little bit because I'm stressing. Not only that, but we have to paint our house before we move in. There's a hardwood flooring all over the house, which needs to be refinished, which we have also never done. There's just a lot that's going to be happening within the next couple weeks that we have no idea how we're going to make it through. We also have 3 girls that are 4 and under, and I'm also pregnant with our 4th. It'll be pretty busy. This is literally our dream house, and there's no way I'm letting this house go. We got to make this my full-time job. Okay, bye.
So basically, step 1 was buying a house you can't afford. Step 2 is fixing up the house you can't afford. And step 3, I guess we figure out how to pay for all of it later? I mean, what could possibly go wrong?
Something hilarious happened today at work, and I'm about to show you right here. Someone bought that blue M240, the Zandvoort blue that I said was terrible spec. Let me show you what he traded in. That's the funny part. So he traded in this Corvette here, right? And this is obviously a base Corvette. But what is this? This is definitely not a Z06. Z06 will have center exhaust, not on the edges. Furthermore, the Z06 is a lot wider and has different painting right here, and he even went out to do the Z06 on the side. Not Z06 brakes, not nearly wide enough to be a Z06, and got the Z06 badge over here as well, which is hilarious. Now, don't get me wrong, the car does look pretty good, but there was no need to put these Z06 badges on there, and I bet he's going to take off the M240 badge and put an M2 badge on his Zandvoort blue M240, which I think is hilarious. What do you guys think of up badges? Should they be banned from the car community?
This is a small example, but it's actually a bigger spending habit. When you start paying for things mainly because they make you look wealthier, it's easy to keep upgrading just for appearances. That money adds up fast.
All right, so the black one, I pay $3,100 a month. The gray one, I pay $2,900 a month, so a total of $6,000 for these two. The car that is in Houston with my brother, which is the Cadillac Vistic, which I'll put in here. I pay $1,700 a month. To get both of my car to wash every 2 weeks, $120. So total of $240 a month. Insurance is about $1,100 every 6 months for both of these cars, but for all 3 is $3,400 every 6 months, which is not bad. So total, I pay $7,800 worth of car notes. Every 6 months, I pay $3,500 for insurance, and $240 a month for car washes. What do you think? Is that too much to pay for 3 luxury cars? Put it down in the comment below.
This is exactly why the purchase price doesn't tell the whole story with luxury cars. It's the monthly payment, insurance, maintenance, washing, and everything else that keeps draining your income. That lifestyle gets expensive really fast. I'd love to hear your take on this. Drop your thoughts in the comments below.
Nothing brings me joy like living beyond my means. Sure, I could have saved up my money. I didn't need to make that impulse purchase. But you know what? I'll enjoy it. That trip that I'm going to go on later, I'll enjoy it. Those items that I bought, I'll enjoy using them. It doesn't matter, okay? Sue me. Was it a bad decision? Maybe, okay? But it brought me joy in that moment. I know at the end of a I deserved it week, I'll feel some guilt and I'll not want to look at my bank app and I'll avoid that. But you know what? I deserved it, okay? That moment was worth it.
Ah, yes, the classic coping mechanism. Buy now, feel guilty later, and pretend your banking app doesn't exist. Nothing screams true happiness quite like treating your savings account like a horror movie that you refuse to watch.
I do not live frugally. I'm unemployed and I do not live frugally because that is operating under a scarcity mindset. And I am always doing the worst financially when I'm operating under a scarcity mindset. When I'm trying to save pennies, when I'm trying to save $1 anywhere I go, I'm never doing well. Listen, I've always been poor. I'm poor right now. I literally don't have a job. The amount of times over the past 6 years that I have been unemployed is insane. And the last stint was for over a year. I'm fine. I've never had trouble paying my rent. I've never had an issue getting the groceries that I need. I go shopping. I go on expensive vacations. I do not operate under a scarcity mindset.
Okay, but where's the money actually coming from? That's the part I always want to know. You can talk about attracting wealth all day, but if the spending keeps going up and the income doesn't, eventually the numbers are going to catch up with you.
I am financially irresponsible. I am. I don't have a savings account. I'm 29 years old and I no longer have a savings account. I'm making the most minimum payments on my student loans. I graduated college back in 2018, still paying off those loans. The most minimum payments. I'm living back at home. I don't have my own car. I obviously don't have a home. Instead, you know what I do? I buy tickets on impulse to go to Italy, to go to Europe. I use Afterpay, I use Affirm, I use Klarna. I get my groceries on Instacart for the whole buy now, pay later feature. And I don't care. I really don't. Like, I'm being so for real right now because the way things are looking, living here, making a life, that American dream, I'm gonna have my own house, I'm gonna have my own family here, I'm gonna have so much money, I'm gonna be rich. That's little me she'd be deceased. She would be quaking, shaking in her boots if she saw the state of this right now, because that's so impossible. Like, BFFR. Maybe you're not as financially irresponsible as me, but I think we can all agree, this isn't life. This isn't life. I'd rather live paycheck to paycheck, actually like living for my soul and going on these trips and creating memories and experiences and visiting this place that feels like home, that I know I want to make home, that is out of the US. I'd much rather be living paycheck to paycheck doing that than be living paycheck to paycheck trying to just get by, paying off bills, paying off debts, the highest amount I can pay just to pay it off a couple years sooner.
I think you might care when 10 years go by and you're approaching 40 with zero savings and the exact same student loan hanging over your head. Trading your entire financial foundation for a few app-funded vacations isn't freedom. It's a trap you built yourself.
How old are you and how much do you have in savings?
I'm 33, don't have any savings.
That's okay. And what's holding you back from saving?
I'm also going through a phase of unemployment.
Okay.
So that's why.
And do you feel like the cost of living at the moment is quite unbearable?
It certainly is, yeah.
Yeah. And do you feel like there could be other changes that could be made to assist people, say, in your position?
That I'm not too sure. I don't know how all that works. I'm sure the government's doing everything they can. I mean, this is a macroeconomical thing, not really a country-specific thing, so.
Do you feel like you're in a similar position to other people your age?
I think so.
Yeah?
I think most of my friends are not in the state of buying a house or property or anything. They're hoping they can buy a car next year.
Okay, so that's their preference, or
I mean, that's just what they can afford.
have you had any aspirations to purchase your own property in the future?
Yes, I do. Yeah, I plan to buy a home once. Yeah, one day.
And how do you feel you're at in terms of that goal?
Quite far, but it will happen.
It'll happen. That's a good attitude. I like it.
Oh, sure, sitting at 33 with zero savings and no job is totally fine because your friends can't afford houses either. Keep smiling and wishing on a star. I'm sure the bank will accept pure optimism as a down payment.
I'm doing Dave Ramsey's worst nightmare, and I am planning a vacation while I am $23,000 in debt. Because life is for living. I think life is a lot more fun when you have something to look forward to. Also, I'm not gonna have PTO forever. I have literally over 100 hours of PTO that I have been banking and saving up. I deserve a vacation. And I wanna use that vacation to go explore, to go make memories. So I'm currently planning a trip to the Pacific Northwest, and I'm stoked about it. A lot of people might think that's irresponsible. Like, oh, you should really be putting that money towards debt. And like, yeah. I could be putting that money towards debt. You're right. I should maybe put that money towards debt. The reality is I haven't taken a vacation in over a year, and my job ends in a year, and I think this will be the last vacation I take before my job ends.
I get wanting to take a vacation, but $23,000 in debt is the part I can't ignore. If you already know that money could go toward the debt, choosing the trip anyway is basically choosing memories today over financial breathing room tomorrow.
You know that theory that if you take all of the money in the world and split it up evenly between each person, that it will eventually get back to the people who had it in the first place? I used to think that that theory wasn't true until I started working in a billing environment and seeing that no matter how many times I help the same people over and over and over, they will not get it together. They continue to end up late, behind. They just never get it together. And no matter how many times I try to tell them, hey, you got to do this, you got to do this, they just can never get it together. They still have to pay the same amount one day to the next day. It's a 12-hour difference maybe, and they pay almost double just because they can't get it together.
You can hand someone a textbook on budgeting, and they'll probably tune out before the first chapter ends. But watching everyday people completely crash and burn because of bad financial habits, that's hard to ignore. Sometimes it takes seeing a real train wreck unfold to realize you might be heading down the exact same road.
Percentage of Americans living paycheck to paycheck based on income. Paycheck to paycheck can be a nebulous term, but in this case, it is clearly defined by the Bank of America study, which was published in October of 2024, where they defined paycheck to paycheck living as someone who spends at least 95% of their income on necessity spending. Said a different way, this means that after they've bought everything they need in a month, they have little to nothing left over to save, invest, or spend on fun things. This study actually uses hard data versus just people's sentiment or opinions as it relates to their money, which I think makes it more accurate. Overall, the study found that about 26% of Americans live paycheck to paycheck, but the incomes that they focus in on begin at less than $50,000 all the way up to $150,000, where I think the data is most shocking, so stick around for that. To begin, those making less than $50,000 a year, 35% were found living paycheck to paycheck. For those making $50,000 to $75,000 a year, 24% paycheck to paycheck. For those making $76,000 to $100,000, 23% living paycheck to paycheck. For those making $101,000 to $125,000, 22% living paycheck to paycheck. For those making $126,000 to $150,000, 21% living paycheck to paycheck. And finally, for those making even $150,000 plus, still 20%.
It's amazing that even with an income of over $150,000 a year, 20% of people still live paycheck to paycheck. This situation is understandable for low-income earners, but making that much, life should be a lot more comfortable. Basically, they're holding on to a luxury standard of living at all costs, which is just crazy. If you found this video relatable or helpful, don't hesitate to hit like and share to support me in making more interesting content.
We travel a lot for a couple that's in $85,000 of student debt, and this is how we do it. If you don't know me, hi, my name is Grace, and every time I cut a watermelon, I talk about my finances while my husband and I are paying off $100,000 of student debt as fast fast as we can. And today we're talking about traveling and going on vacation. So these are a few things we do to save money and be able to travel while still paying off a lot of debt. Number one, and this pertains to our past 2 trips, is we have friends who have basically a free place to stay, very low cost. We didn't pay very much for the place to stay, and that makes a huge difference. If you can go somewhere where you know someone who lives there and can stay with a friend, then you're also gonna save a ton of money. Number 2, which we try to always do when we travel, is cooking at home, getting a hotel room or an Airbnb that has a kitchen so that we can cook a lot of meals at home. Groceries are so much cheaper than eating out, even when we're at home and not on vacation, but especially on vacation, it feels like a lot of places we go, just eating out costs way more than cooking, so cooking saves a ton of money. Number 3 is finding free activities. If you can take advantage of free activities, then you're not spending money. Things like if you're going to the mountains, hiking, walking around town, exploring the area.
She's got some really good tips here, and honestly, I'd recommend this to anyone trying to pay off debt. You can still have fun. Just find cheap or free things you actually enjoy and make those your hobbies instead of constantly spending money.
I'm really curious how people are rationalizing living above their means when they know they can't afford it. For example, I know many people who have student debt, credit card debt, whatever it is. They have a job, but like, for example, I know someone who just bought a Range Rover and they're in probably $100,000 of student loans. Like, how are you, I have anxiety for you. How do you do that? Like, how are you justifying that? Why do people live above their means? Like, I grew up in a family where you get a car that is used and you make sure that it's a good car. Like, I'm not saying buy a crappy one, but get a good car, make sure it gets you from point A to point B, and it's safe and, you know, checks the boxes. And then eventually, as you get older, you can justify getting a car because maybe you've bought in a house, you have all of those boxes checked that need to be checked. You're not in credit card debt, you're not in student loan debt. All of those things have been paid off.
Yeah, this one really makes you think. I understand wanting a nice car, but if you're already carrying student loans and credit card debt, adding a huge car payment on top of that just seems like making tomorrow's problem bigger.
Like the Chrome. So you owe how much on this?
I owe 31.
What's it worth?
So right now, I see the market and everything was like on 40 something.
No way. Can you start up for me? Moment of truth. Oh, yeah. It's got cats. It's got kittens.
I just want to get rid of this car. I co-signed with somebody else, and then that person just gave me 2 options. Give the car to her. That's something that I'm not
She's
doing.
not here, right?
Not yet.
We can't take it.
I can call her and do everything through the phone. She can be on FaceTime. I just want to get rid of the car.
She has to be here. So you're saying that you and her are on this loan?
Yeah.
And you want to trade it in?
Yeah.
Okay. Can she
Yeah.
drive in?
Nah.
Does she know this is happening?
Yeah, she knows that I was trying to figure this out.
We can FaceTime her and stuff like
yeah,
that?
Yeah.
All right, well, she's going to have to come in, or we're going to have to drive someone to her house. How far away does she live?
Like an hour and 30 minutes away.
Hour and 30 minutes away. So I'm going to have to send someone an hour and 30, drive there with paperwork so she can sign it, or we're going to have to FedEx it to her.
I can just be on the phone with her and then she will...
Well, we can do a FedEx option. We're going to have to FaceTime her, send it to her house. She'll sign the paperwork, send it back, but you're not going to be able to take the car today. We can give you a number. We can seal all the numbers up today. We can ship the car out to you, take this car back from your house so you don't have to come back. Is that cool?
Yeah.
Honestly, I think this car's worth 30.
I owe 31.
You owe 31.
Can you do like at least, because I will not have no down payment, can I at least do 33? Just like to have something on the other car?
You're buying this car right here?
It can be this one, it can be the other one. I saw some M3s in the back.
Do you want it to be this one? That price online is firm on that. I think it's 82 or maybe less. Maybe they lowered the price already. But it's got buckets, ceramics, individual paint. It's a high sticker car. We're going to have to do a credit application anyway, right?
Yeah, my credit is good.
You're cool as stick, right?
No. It gotta be automatic.
It's gotta be automatic? All right, sounds good. Okay, let's go inside. His
Fine.
girlfriend's on the loan. We're gonna have to make sure, but also he needs automatic. Give him 33 for the trade-in and see if you can get him approved. And then before we get approval, then we'll work the deal, okay?
Co-signing a vehicle loan with an ex is basically financial quicksand. When you're stuck owing $31,000 on a Toyota Supra and need their permission just to switch cars, you realize how dangerous it is to entangle your credit with someone else.
You walked in for a new Benz, but you end up getting arrested. You tell the dealership that you want to pay $15,000 of it off today, and you want to go ahead and finance the rest. The salesman says, okay, all right, go ahead and provide me with your ID, and the salesman's looking at the ID and the social that she put on the application to finance the remaining balance, and they don't match. Dealership runs the ID through the database, and nothing pops up. Salesman asks, do you have a form of W-2 or paycheck that has the last four of your social security number on it, just to reference the information that you provide us with? And she says, no, I don't have one. I didn't know that I had to have one because I was going to pay for $15,000 on it with my debit card. The salesman says, no worries, that's okay. You're a 28-year-old woman. Your information should definitely be coming up in the database. You've been driving since you were 16. The salesman asks, okay, we're going to go ahead and start the process for getting this paperwork done and trying to stall. Ask for her form of payment of how she's going to pay so you can go ahead and process it. They are very suspicious. Hands over a debit card of someone that's deceased and said, oh, that's my aunt. How did you think that you were going to buy a car with a deceased person's debit card? Once they found out about the debit card, they went ahead and they ran that social security number and it came back to the name that was on that debit card.
Don't trade your entire future just to maintain a fake luxury facade. Keep it real before your debts swallow you whole. Hit subscribe to never miss the latest videos and see you in the next one.